Welcome back to the Auto Hub. In the vast skies of World War II, few aircraft commanded the same presence and respect as the Lockheed P-38 Lightning. Fast forward to 2025, and this legendary fighter jet still captures the imagination of aviation enthusiasts, historians, and technology lovers around the world. With its unmistakable twin-boom design, deadly armament, and record-breaking performance, the P-38 wasn't just another fighter, it was a revolutionary machine that reshaped aerial combat and left an indelible mark on aviation history. Developed by Lockheed and designed by the brilliant engineer Clarence Kelly Johnson, the P-38 was built to meet a 1937 U.S. Army Air Corps requirement for a high-speed, high-altitude interceptor. At the time, most fighters were single-engine, relatively lightweight machines designed for short missions and close combat. But the P-38 broke the mold entirely. With two turbo-supercharged Allison V1710 engines mounted on each boom, and a central pod housing the cockpit and armament, it looked like no other plane in the sky. This radical design wasn't just for show, it offered speed, power, and unprecedented range. One of the most impressive features of the P-38 Lightning was its performance. Capable of reaching speeds over 400 miles per hour and climbing above 40,000 feet, it was one of the fastest fighters of its era. Its long range made it a perfect escort aircraft for long bombing missions, especially in the vast Pacific theater where distances between air bases and targets could be hundreds of miles. And while its European service was somewhat limited due to issues with cold weather performance and high-altitude maneuverability, in the Pacific, the P-38 became a dominant force. The P-38's firepower made it a feared adversary in dogfights. Unlike most Allied fighters, which had wing-mounted guns requiring careful convergence calibration, the P-38 concentrated all its weapons in the nose. It carried 4.50 caliber machine guns and a 20mm cannon firing straight ahead in a tight pattern. This configuration allowed pilots to hit their targets with incredible accuracy, especially during head-on attacks. The central gun placement meant that whatever appeared in the gun sight was almost certainly going to be destroyed. One of the most defining moments in the P-38's combat history was Operation Vengeance in April 1943. In a daring long-range mission, U.S. intelligence intercepted Japanese communication revealing the flight plan of Admiral Isoroku Yamamoto, the mastermind behind the attack on Pearl Harbor. A specially selected group of P-38 pilots flew nearly 1,000 miles at low altitude to avoid detection and intercepted Yamamoto's aircraft over Bougainville Island. In a dramatic dogfight, the Lightning pilots successfully shot down his plane, delivering a critical psychological and strategic blow to the Japanese command. This mission not only highlighted the P-38's range and precision but also its ability to carry out highly sensitive and complex operations. The P-38 was also the chosen aircraft for many of America's top fighter races. Richard Bong, the highest-scoring U.S. ace of World War II with 40 confirmed aerial victories, flew the Lightning. Another legendary ace, Thomas Maguire, scored 38 victories in the aircraft. These pilots mastered the P-38's unique handling characteristics and used its superior speed and firepower to dominate the skies. Their combat achievements added to the Lightning's fearsome reputation and proved just how capable the aircraft was in the right hands. Despite its strengths, the P-38 was not without challenges. Its twin-engine setup required careful coordination, especially during takeoff and landing. Pilots had to manage the engines independently, and losing one engine during flight could be catastrophic if not handled properly. In the colder climates of Europe, the aircraft struggled with cockpit heating issues, and its compressibility problems at high speeds could lead to dangerous dives. However, improvements were continuously made throughout the war, and pilots who understood the Lightning's quirks often grew to love it. More than just a fighter, the P-38 was a multi-role platform. It served as a reconnaissance aircraft, with some variants stripped of armament and equipped with cameras for high-altitude intelligence gathering. These recon missions were critical for planning operations and tracking enemy movements. Other versions were used for ground attack missions, carrying bombs and rockets to strike enemy positions. Its versatility made it an invaluable asset to Allied forces across many different theaters of war. Production of the P-38 continued until 1945, with more than 10,000 units built in various configurations. Each version brought enhancements of better engines, improved controls, longer range, and added features like dive flaps to combat aerodynamic issues. From the early XP-38 prototypes to the final P-38 liters models, the aircraft remained at the cutting edge of fighter technology for the duration of the war. Today, in 2025, only a few airworthy P-38s remain, but they are among the most cherished warbirds in aviation history. When one of these rare machines takes to the skies at an air show, the sound of its twin engines and the sleek silhouette in flight never fail to draw attention. Museums around the world proudly display restored models, honoring the brave pilots who flew them and the engineers who brought the design to life. The legacy of the P-38 Lightning goes far beyond its statistics or even its battlefield accomplishments. It represented a bold step forward in aircraft design, a willingness to take risks, and the innovation necessary to fight and win in a global war. Its twin boom layout inspired future aircraft, and its long-range capabilities prefigured the multi-role versatility that modern fighter jets now require. For those passionate about history, aviation, or engineering, the P-38 remains a symbol of determination, ingenuity, and air superiority. Even after 80 years, the Lockheed P-38 Lightning continues to inspire awe. It's a reminder of what's possible when vision meets skill, and when machines are pushed beyond the limits of their time to achieve greatness in the skies.